On August 30, 2010, a white Toyota Corolla was found abandoned behind the Orangeville, Ontario Town Hall. Worryingly, the vehicle had blood smeared on its rear bumper, and the front door and trunk were left open. The vehicle belonged to 42-year-old Sonia Varaschin, who lived in Orangeville on Spring Street. Police went to check on the nurse at her home. They immediately noticed blood on the front step, and after gaining entry inside, they found more substantial amounts of blood. Sonia Varaschin, however, was nowhere to be found. She had visited her family at their Bolton, Ontario home the day before and seemed very happy and made plans to speak with her family again soon. That morning on August 30, Sonia was to attend an important meeting regarding disability payments, but she never showed up. Authorities declared Sonia a victim of foul play and were focused on finding the missing woman. The days after Sonia's disappearance consisted of searches involving search dogs and helicopters around her home and where her vehicle was left. The detective inspector said that, based on the evidence, we really have to expect the worst. He also revealed that, when the culprit left the scene, he was covered in a significant amount of blood. The blood would be expected to be on both footwear and clothing, and that beige-colour bedding, including a fitted sheet and a comforter, were among items taken from the home. On September 5, 6 days after Sonia had disappeared, a man walking his dog along a wooded area in the nearby town of Caledon discovered human remains. After an autopsy, it was confirmed that the person was Sonia Varaschin. She had been brutally murdered, and the person responsible had used her car to move her body from her home to where she was found. At one of the scenes, police found a size 10 or 11 bloody boot print. They noted that the brand was either Dakota or Wind River. Investigators announced that they believed that their suspect was a local man with a good knowledge of Orangeville and its surrounding areas. They also revealed that there was no forced entry at Sonia's home, meaning she may have known or at least trusted her killer. In the weeks leading up to her murder, Sonia had been involved in a dispute at her work after she had changed the dosage that was prescribed for a patient. According to her mother, Sonia would come home crying every night and felt that she was being treated like a criminal. She quit her job at the hospital and began working in Mississauga instead. Michelle Varaschin also revealed that her daughter had been having disputes with her neighbours. The 4 young men had been throwing late-night parties, which prevented Sonia from getting the rest she needed. She was a nurse who worked shifts, so she called the police on them several times. It was reported that Sonia had been active on dating websites, and investigators speculated that she may have met her killer through one of the websites. Her computer was taken for examination, and police tracked down a number of men the murdered woman had been in contact with. In May of 2011, it was announced that male DNA had been recovered at the crime scene. "We have your DNA, and it's only a matter of time before we find out who you are." At least 600 DNA samples had been taken from men over the age of 18 in the Orangeville area. To this day, there has been no match. Police have followed up on over 1,000 tips related to Sonia's murder. However, none have provided a breakthrough. There is a $50,000 reward for information that will help solve the case. In an interview, Sonia's mother Michelle would say, "They always say there's one little piece the murderer left behind, but they can't find that little piece. I don't think they'll solve it, because it was almost a perfect crime." The search for Sonia Varaschin's killer continues.